South Africa and Kenya have delivered some awesome wildlife spectacles. Let's have a look at some. This is Safari Catch Up.
Well, everybody, we followed this female lion's tracks to the side, and it looks like we've got little Amber. She was looking at us not too long ago, and we saw a few little cubs running around here as well. So we are on a little Gowrie, and I know that they gave us updates. She had a den site a little bit further south. She was a little bit further south from us 2 days ago, and it seemed like the guys who saw the cubs, and it's five cubs. She's got 5 cubs. So the Nkrumah Pride is doing really well. There's Pride of Lions. All of a sudden, there is 7 of them. The one female has got 3 cubs of now about 4 months. And now these 5 cubs are pretty much born on the 25th. So what's today? The 29th, so 4 days. 29th. Yeah, so 4 days old, these cubs. But yeah, this is like the best spot you'll ever get. That's how wild she's hidden here in this drainage line, under this fallen over tree in the bushes. Perfect spot for her. Look at that. Look at where she's hidden.
So we're just heading to the area that the Black Rock Pride should have their kills. And of course, anywhere that predators are, you always have these little scavengers close by. These little blackback jackals are quite playful this morning. It's interesting how these blackback jackal, they are such highly adaptable hunters. I know most people think they only scavenge, but they do a lot of hunting by themselves. So they will hunt small mammals, birds, reptiles, and of course, while they are on their hunting missions for the day, if they can find a large predator, follow them, annoy them a little bit, get a free meal. So cute watching these two play. A very playful morning. So often after the rains, you'll find these little predators. Lots of animals are quite active right after the rain. And he's playing with a piece of dung. You see, anything can be turned into a toy and make your day. Isn't this cute?
Okay, we found some lions, everybody. We've got Masai Mara on the left, but you will maybe stay on the right. I think that might be the Shugagutsu with the 2 young black dam males. Oh wow, he is dead still. Oh. Just a warning, it looks like these boys are coming for Pasanwari. Go boy, go. Okay, they are heading off into they are chasing him there. Shukakutsu's following behind slowly. Oh, there's impalas running now.
There he is. So this is Ulioba, the smaller brother between the 2 black rocks. It would be lovely if he gave us a nice little morning serenade. He was calling quite a lot yesterday. I'd say a little bit more than normal, because I think he's been separated from his brother for a bit. Wondering where he is. These 2 brothers are very close. Seen them bonding. Oh, the one afternoon it was too cute. They were in a cuddle puddle together. Waikisha, he is a very gorgeous male. He's a bit lighter. His mane is a bit lighter in color compared to his bigger brother, and it's not quite as long. So Manuele means mane, like big mane in Masai. And that's where he gets his name, Manuele, the other brother. And Olioba also means the light one in Masai, because Olioba is much lighter than his brother. He's searching, he's looking, he was giving the ground a bit of a sniff. So maybe he feels a bit lost without his brother.
Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, we've got, guess who? We've got Tlalamba. I'm a zing zing one time. I get so excited when I see rosettes. My hairs just all stand up. They are such beautiful cats, absolutely gorgeous. Those rosettes. But she's looking in mighty fine condition. Just looking at the size of her neck, the muscle. You can see she's got a lot of muscle there. So she's definitely looking in fine condition. And this is exactly things that make me happy. But what would be nice if her daughter Shaponda just pops out somewhere, yeah. It's amazing with her lineage that's been going on here for so many years. I mean, from her great-grandmother Safari, grandmother Karula, mother Tandi, and her and our daughter, all been in this area. All practically had the same territory, not exactly the same, but very, very close.
We decided to go and look for Ellie's, and then on our way to where they spend a lot of time, we found these guys. I haven't had many buffalo sightings while I've been at Mabula, not because there hasn't been an opportunity. It's just that we've been so busy with the cheetah that often when the buffalo have been found, we've been otherwise occupied. So they do see buffalo regularly here. This is a small little herd, and they're moving through some quite thick stuff, which is unusual. She's crossing the road now. I wonder if the rest of the herd will cross. Yes, looks like she could be I know the Pathfinder theory has kind of been blown out of the water. I was about to say she could be the Pathfinder. Often, supposedly, although it's in contention now, there's an older female that tends to lead the herd, but some scientists are now saying that's not the case. That's what I love about nature. There's always lots of theories, and you've got to look at the evidence in front of you and sometimes make up your own mind. And sometimes even the scientists don't know the right answer to these things.
And we've got nice southern ground hornbills. When it's standing or sitting up in a tree, a dead leadwood tree. Always beautiful to see these birds. Very, very special. Still on the endangered list, but there's fantastic research that is going on now, trying to keep the numbers going. So almost like makeshift nests that has been made for them in certain areas, so they can become a little bit more successful raising their chicks. Unfortunately, a lot of their habitat has been taken away due to human encroachment. But these birds are huge. You think it's like the screen, it doesn't really do it justice, but when they're close to you, you'll actually really take notice on how big these birds are.
So we've got some what used to be elephant dung here, everybody, and it's really cool to see because nature is amazing. I mean, I think that's the bottom line we can all agree to, and even something like elephant dung gets used. Now, this is a really nice piece to show you. You can actually still see bits of the elephant dung here. Sorry, there are a few flies around that I'm swatting at the same time. And the way the termites have actually built around it, covering this dung with all of this ground like that. And basically, elephant dung is a lovely source of some very moist, wet, woody type of material that they like to use and spend time in and basically cover over with the ground. Now, the reason that they do this is for protection, and that can be from the elements like the sun and the wind and the rain, but also for camouflage, to hide themselves away from things like birds, maybe even hornbills that will come and peck away and actually eat the termites.
Here's our tawny eagle that has come in for a feed. So these tawny eagles, this is a pair, and they are nesting not too far away from here. We saw them the other day. They were bickering about their nest. Shame, I think. Obviously, so tawny eagles, if they can use the same nesting spot year after year, they will. And I think they returned to their old nesting spot, and the nest was not in a good way. It was falling through the tree and in bad condition, and these tawny eagles were making quite a racket. And I could just imagine the bickering that was going on between this monogamous pair of tawny eagles. They were probably arguing about, I thought you structured this nest well last year, and why is the infrastructure falling from below? They have to reconstruct their nest now. Got some more vultures coming in. Oh, this one's... I do love how vultures run. Sometimes they have a little bit of a hop and a skip to their run. So what's going to happen? These vultures are going to chase our tawny eagle off his piece of food. Oop, wait. So Gillian, I hope you're talking about the tawny eagle. Oh, there's our vulture dance. Shame, so our tawny eagle's taken a piece of meat and he's out of here. He's being outnumbered by the vultures.
A small herd of elephants here, and whenever it is dry, we have always known the reeds in the marsh area will support the ellies. One thing I've also found out, when the ellies are in the marsh area, they save a lot of their energy, or rather, they don't keep flapping a lot their ears, because the marsh also helps to keep these huge mammals cool. So one big advantage, the water in the feet when they dip right into the marsh area. The reeds give a bit of shelter, maybe to half the body. As you can see, the two youngsters there in the middle. It just helps to cool them off. It's this female here who got one tusk. You can see he's missing the right one. We see that many times. And they seem to be pulling off a little bit from the marsh area and feeding on the grass. But the marsh is very nutritious to these animals.
Here we go. So if you have not met this cheetah yet, this is our young female cheetah, Nyaseku, pregnant female that's in the area at the moment. Isn't she a majestic young cheetah? Wow, the lapwings are going mad. K9 girl, boom shakalaka for sure. The Mara magic has paid off. Oop, see, look, there's some Thompson gazelle on the right. Do you think we're gonna see a hunt here? They do know that she is there. I mean, there's enough alarm calling and scattering of antelope, but maybe she'll take a chance. So awesome to see this cheetah again. I thought she'd probably disappeared with all the rains. Is she gonna make a hunt? No. These Thompson's gazelle are not waiting around for her to chase them.
Wow, well, we are sitting with our boys that we were hoping to find. It wasn't a very difficult mission finding them today. They were right where we'd been told they were left, and these boys are quite efficient hunters. They have made, this is now their fourth kill that they've made since I've been here. Or third actually, because the one I think they stole from the female, but the fourth kill that I've seen them on. They are eating a lot, Tobias. I do think that they move off their kills maybe, I mean, I suppose I shouldn't say that. It wouldn't be quicker than in any other ecosystem, because in another ecosystem there would be a different suite of predators that would chase them off their kills. So here it seems like the brown hyenas come in the evenings and finish off the kills. In the greater Kruger it would be spotted hyenas or lions or even perhaps a leopard. So it is quite normal for cheetah to hunt more regularly. They are more efficient. They do make more kills once they start. So they follow through with the kill and actually have success more often than other predators. But they do need to, because they have their kills stolen from them more than other predators do, or more than most of the other large predators do.
Olive baboons. This must be a couple of days old, if not maybe a week or two, but showing lots of agility. Mom, look at me. See the pinkness on the legs and the feet, the face and the ears. And basically what she is trying to do is to strengthen her muscles, improve her agility, and showing Mom, look at me. This is me another few months from now. Octavius, you're wondering whether baboons will do what you call allo nursing. I would say yes. Many animals, Octavius, do that. Many animals, not only lions. I mean, elephants do it, baboons do it. And we have seen, especially if one of their babies die, they keep holding on the dead body or the dead baby for a long time. And if the mother, possibly the biological mother, gets tired holding the baby, you'll always see another auntie or another female doing the same, which would indicate possibly they could even do what you call allo nursing.
We have just found our herd of buffalo that I was wondering where they had disappeared to. Can you imagine? We could not find these buffalo, and there's about 200 of them. They just disappeared over the hill. And I always wondered why buffaloes' horns, especially the males, they look very worn sometimes, especially at the boss. And I didn't know that there's actually a fly that often you can see them around the buffalo that lay their eggs in the cracks of the buffalo horns, and the larvae are born from the eggs and bore into the keratin of these buffalo horns. So this little bit of damage inflicted by these little boring creatures, then the larva then causes an irritation, and that's what makes the buffalo want to go and scratch their boss or their head against a nearby tree. So they'll scratch their head or a bush to prevent the eggs from getting laid and hatching within their bosses.
A beautiful male waterbuck as well has decided just to come down for a nice drink this afternoon. It looks like That's one thing. If it's nice and warm, Chitwa Dam really pumps. It's there's so many different species of animals that do come down here. Actually, even a bigger male is approaching the water now. Let's see. You can see he's going to come into frame in 3 seconds. There he is. Quite the impressive boy. Much longer horns. Older male. Quite a beautiful scene, this.
We have come all the way up north on the reserve, and we just sort of crossed the northern section of the Timbavati, and there's this tree that's just got all of these white-backed vultures sitting in it, and in fact you can see that it is their resident tree. Just look at all the white spots made by their poop. So they sit on this tree a lot. And it's just such a pretty scene with the sort of pale blue sky in the background. The tree's got some new leaves coming through, and all the vultures perched on the open branches. Gigi, it is something, I suppose, that we don't see too often, because they do like to do their perching on completely bare trees, but you'll notice that where the vultures are actually seated, almost all of them, I don't think it is every single one, but almost all of them are actually on the bare bits of this tree where there are no green leaves coming through. So that is fascinating.
We have got our juvenile martial eagle, Africa's largest eagle. This chick has been hanging around. Every now and then you hear it calling for its parents, which I have not seen for quite some time. I think it's having some separation anxiety. Sooner or later it needs to realize that it's time to grow up now. It needs to feed for itself. So these martial eagle chicks, generally, they will remain in the nest for about 90 to 100 days before they start fledging. And this is when the period that they start learning how to fly, strengthening their wings, and then depending on the area, so the young will stay close to the nest between 6 to 12 months. The nest is not too far away from us, it's just off to the right. So this juvenile is still hanging around, but it'll take these eagles anything between 4 to 5 years to reach sexual maturity and also to develop their full adult colors. So this martial eagle is still quite young. You can see it's still mottled in color, although he is quite pretty, I must say, even though he hasn't developed his full adult colors yet. Martial eagles and crowned eagles. Oof, I think I actually prefer the color of the juvenile crowned eagles. They're also very white.
Look at that, everybody. We've got a kudu, an impala, and some rocks. That's not something you see every day. It's amazing how much smaller the impala actually is than the kudu. I love watching the kudus feed though, with their lips like that. That's what I imagine they sound like. Nibbling, I would say. I've seen kudu on rocks before. In fact, in the Kruger Park down south, between Skukuza and Malelan, I remember seeing a kudu bull right on top of some very large sort of mountainous outcrops, that it was just standing there staring. Incredible. Looks like it's got a little bit of mange, maybe. Some spots there.
We've got Rulani here, everybody. We just got Rulani. Yo! How awesome is this? A young female leopard. Yo! Fantastic rosettes. I had that feeling. She's sniffing, maybe picking up on a scent of another leopard. In this area now, Langa, another female known as Langa, she'll come in this area. Kuchava as well, her mother, will also come into this side, but pushing it now, going a little bit far west for Kuchava. But Langa, this is definitely on the eastern boundary of that female leopard tracks, territory. Joy, yeah, no, she's doing very well on her own. And she's looking in great condition, absolutely perfect. So that's what's always a good thing. Now, but even for her age now, you know, she's not going to grab something substantial, which she's already done. She's already taken something like a steenbok. She's already taken a female Nyala down. So she's already done a lot of hunting and made a lot of kills. But also at this age, if they're not too successful in that, they'll look at something that's just smaller, you know, looking at squirrels, birds, mongoose, scrub hares, things like that, just to kind of keep that tummy full and keep her going. And eventually she starts honing into her hunting skills, getting better by the day, and eventually she'll be like her mom, Kuchava, where she was a fantastic hunter. Well, she is a fantastic hunter.
Almost seems like it's from a different time, the sky. I don't know. It's really quite beautiful. I know, peace to you, it is. And it's not even, I mean, it is close to sunset, but it's another probably 30, 40 minutes away. But because of the way the clouds are, and where the sun is in proportion to them, it's creating this very beautiful sky, very moody.
Well, we made our way back to this young leopardess, Rulani. She's just sitting on a little very small chumad mound, falling asleep. But it's getting to that time of the day now that's getting a little bit darker, cooler. I'm sure she's going to start moving around very shortly again. Oh, grab that fly, girl. Grab that fly. There's also some impalas around. So I think she's been scoping out a few of the impalas for tonight. And I think the whole idea is she's waiting for the darkness. Because remember, at night time, a leopard is going to have way better eyesight than any impala. Oh, she's going to get up. Aye. I think she's just going to head. I think she's going to end up at Chitwa Dam. I think that's her general direction.
The wilds of Africa are an inspiration, and we hope this episode of Safari Catch Up gave you as much joy as it did for us. We'll see you next time.